In this section, we're going to be solving absolute value equations. The vertical bars mean absolute value and will contain the variable. The right-hand side will be a constant. When solving absolute value equations, the first step is to get the absolute value all by itself. After it is isolated, you will focus on the sign or the number on the right-hand side. We're going to see three cases. The number of solutions we will have will depend on what that constant is. Let's start with a way to interpret absolute value equations. This will help us understand the more difficult absolute value equations we will solve later. For the simpler absolute value equations like this one, we can interpret this the following way. Find all numbers whose distance from 0 is 6. We can go to the left 6 units and we can go to the right 6 units. And we would have two solutions, 6 or negative 6. Here the question is, find all numbers whose distance from 0 is negative 5. Since all distances are positive, there will be no solutions. And this is interpreted, find all numbers whose distance from 0 is 0, and we would have just one solution. Let's summarize the types of absolute value equations we just saw. Again, after isolating the absolute value, then consider the sign or the number on the right-hand side. If the right-hand side is positive, there are two solutions. If the right-hand side is negative, there are no solutions. 0, one solution. This slide shows the formal ways to solve these absolute value equations. That is, when the constant's positive. After isolating the absolute value, consider that right-hand side, and if it's positive, take what is inside absolute value and set that equal to the positive constant on the right, and then set that equal to the negative of that constant. This will give you your two solutions. If the right-hand side is negative, there is no solution. You state that. And if the right-hand side is 0, take what is inside the absolute value, set it equal to 0, and solve that resulting equation. Here's our first example. Remember to isolate the absolute value first before trying to determine which case you have. So after subtracting 3, the right-hand side is positive. Therefore, there are two solutions. To solve for these two solutions, take the 3x minus 2 out and set it equal to 4. Also set it equal to negative 4. Solve these two linear equations for your two solutions. Again, we start by isolating the absolute value. Subtract 4 from both sides. Well, after doing so, we see that the right-hand side is negative. Therefore, we are done, and we will state no solution for our answer. And last, we have the absolute value set equal to 0. So then set 3x minus 2 equal to 0 for that one solution, and solve for then your single solution. Hopefully this has been helpful, and thank you for listening.